So it's correct. But okay. Um, I don't know what is.
Okay, the adverbial, we're going to say gives more information. No, gives information
About place, time.
about place and time. Do you remember from my class, or how do you know?
Yeah, I remember you. Remind
Okay,
you.
so these are 5 elements. We have to know these by heart, by memory. We have to know these in our soul. And they're only 5 and they are very easy. So, we have to make a point here. Very important note here. When do we use the object? We're going to use object with transitive. No, let's use something easier for now. With action verbs. This is when we use objects. Okay, so if our verb is an action verb, then we have to use objects, or we're going to use objects.
Okay.
When do we use complements? We're going to use complements with a non-action verb. So now it becomes important to know which verbs are action verbs and which verbs are non-action verbs. And they are also easy. Okay? So let's practice a little bit. And we're also going to make some colors, okay? I want you to help me, not today, but all the classes and the future classes. All of the subjects, they are going to be they're going to be this blue here. Cornflower blue. Okay? The verb is very important because the verb tells us a lot of information. The verb is going to be this first red here. Red berry. Right? Objects are similar to subjects, but the object is after the verb. So they are similar. We're going to choose another blue, but we're going to choose this blue. Okay? Complements, we're going to choose for complements, we're going to choose a green, but this one's too bright. So let's use this bottom green. dark green 3. Oh, it's difficult to see. And adverbial, we're going to choose purple. Okay? Does that make sense? Yes? No? Ralph, can you hear me?
Sorry, I was in mute. I was really in mute. Uh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I said you had around 3,000 colors combination and you decide use the words. This green is not a green. It's like a grape.
Listen, Ralph, this
Or
is the
switch a yellow.
easiest. It's the easiest to choose. We can change it later. Right now, we have to do it like this. Okay, so we're going to practice. Now, all of the sentences in English, all of them, is a combination of these 5 things. Okay? So
Okay.
all we have to do is combine them. We have only 2 that are required. So we're going to say required. The 2 that are required are the subject is a requirement and the verb. If we don't have a subject and a verb, we do not have a sentence. Okay, these are required. So let's do some examples. And we're going to see all of the combinations. I mean, most of them. So, I'm not very familiar with docs, so we'll see. Okay, so we're going to do the first one. Do you know a combination?
No.
Okay, well, the easiest one is subject, verb, object. This is a
Subject.
simple combination, and it allows us to create a sentence. So
Okay.
we're going to say Rafael is learning, hopefully, English. No,
Okay.
let's do something different, something easier. Rafael eats uh, chicken.
Healthy.
No, never. Chicken. So
Okay.
Rafael is going to be our subject.
Yum.
Eats is the verb.
Yum.
Chicken is the object because chicken is receiving the action of eating.
Okay.
We're gonna change the colors, I promise. Just the ones that are kind of bad. You see, so we have a sentence, a correct full English sentence. So that's one combination. We're gonna try now subject verb complement.
Okay.
I don't know if that'll work. Oh yeah. Now remember that the verb has to be to have an object, it needs to be an action verb.
Um.
Yes. Tell me all the
Teacher.
questions in the world.
Yeah. Just a question. If you had another empty row, why do you use this row?
Uh, that's not a good question. A question about English.
It's about the English, my English class.
No, this row is okay. Don't worry about it. We can change it later. We have to take advantage of the hour. This document is shared, okay, Rafael? You
Okay.
can come in here and you can say, "Oh, I hate the teacher," and do this in your free time. Right now, I want you to learn a lot, hopefully. Okay,
I hope
subject verb complement. So, this verb, to have a complement, this has to be a non action.
a
Okay,
non-action.
there are
Okay.
verbs that are non action verbs. So, we're going to do uh, Rafael is unhealthy. Unhealthy. Unhealthy guy. Now, I want you to pay attention to the verb. Here, eats, you are doing something, right? You are moving your mouth, chopping, using your tongue, swallowing, using your hands to put them in your mouth, digesting. You're doing many things. Here,
Mm.
you're not doing anything. No action. You can be sleeping, you can be taking a nap, you can be still, but you're not doing anything and you are still unhealthy. So this verb is considered a non-action. You can be frozen and you are still unhealthy. This type of verb is also called a state of verb. It's a state. You are in a state of
State.
unhealthiness, right? Estás en un estado de no saludable. Es un
Okay.
estado, no es una acción.
Okay.
Okay, so again, if we're going to use our colors, and thank you for helping me, subject is blue, the verb is red, and now we have a complement, so let's try this green. There you go. That green is better. I, th- I think. Okay,
It's better.
more
Okay.
questions.
Not yet.
Okay, so as you can see, English is just combining these elements. Okay, let's do another one. Now we're going to do um, subject, verb, uh-oh, adverbial.
Adverbium.
So now we're going to say mm, tigres are on vacation. They are not playing anymore. They went home early.
Like you, Monterrey.
Okay, so tigres is the subject again. Thank you for helping me. The verb is are. And on
Not
vacation gives us information about place and time. So we say, let's try this purple. Uh,
okay.
and we know that it's an adverbial because we have a preposition. Prepositions tell us information about place and time.
All right.
Do you see that?
Yeah, it's not the same purple, but I understand.
Which purple do you like better?
The first one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Questions in English or in Spanish? Come on.
English.
What?
Okay. So the adverb answer me the question where, when, and how is right.
The adverb gives information about the place and the time. Yes.
Only place and the time.
And how? Yes. also. It gives
Okay.
us how something is done, and we can see many examples. We're going to see so many examples. Hopefully, it's going to be clear.
Okay.
Okay, questions.
Not yet.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about something that's more difficult, but it is required to understand.
Okay.
So, um, let's copy this little part here. Uh-oh, we're missing one. Okay, so we're going to take this and put it down here. And now we have a question to ask. More bullets. Jesus. Hmm. Don't know what to do. So, what constitutes the elements? What makes the elements? So, what is a subject? Yes, it's a person, but what can it be? What can be an action? What can be an object? What are they made up of? What's inside?
A makeup
Made up of. What is
of.
what is the constitutes? So,
Okay.
a subject, what is a subject? A subject is a simple thing called a noun phrase.
Okay.
So a subject has to be a noun. It cannot be an adjective, it cannot be an adverb, it cannot be a verb. A subject must always be a noun. A person, a place, a thing, an idea, a concept.
Mm-hmm.
A subject can never be a preposition, it can never be a verb, it can never be an adjective, it can never be a modifier. It has to be a noun phrase. Similarly, and of course, a verb must be a verb phrase.
Sorry again.
The verb has to have a verb phrase.
Okay. Subject has a noun phrase. Verb has a verb phrase. Right.
Yes, the object has, again, something has to receive it, so it has to be, again, a noun phrase. Now we get to the complement. The complement can be two things. It can be a noun phrase or an adjective phrase. So let's look at an example of complement with a noun phrase and complement with an adjective phrase. So examples, we can say is very strong. So the subject is Jose. This is a non-action verb, right? I'm not doing anything. It's a non-action. So if it's a non-action, we have a complement. We don't have an object. We have a complement. Complements are nice and green. Okay?
Okay.
Now, strong is an adjective, right?
You're right.
So here, if we analyze what we have here, we have a subject plus a verb plus an adjective. Adjective phrase. Sorry. Mm, okay, forget that. Forget about that. Okay, so Jose, we said this is a noun phrase. This is a verb phrase. And together, merge. This is an adjective phrase. These are going to be phrases. These are going to be words. And here we have sentence elements. Whoa. That's pretty not cool. Uh-oh. Come on. Come on. Okay. So what are the elements? We already know the phrases. Jose is a what? In sentence elements.
Again, sorry.
Jose is what?
Is
Sentence elements. Which one is Jose?
the subject.
The subject. And is the
This is the verb phrase or the verb.
verb. Well, in the elements, it's the verb. In the phrases, it's the verb phrase.
Okay.
And adjective phrase is what?
Um, it's a complement or a verbal. No, it's an complement.
Uh, I don't know what I did. I broke it. Oh, that easy. Complement. Ralph, we this is not an adverb. It is a complement. Why? Because complements have adjective phrases.
Okay.
So here we have an adjective phrase, so it must be a complement. It can never be an adverbial.
Okay.
So we have subject. Subject verb complement are the elements, and they are made up of, they constitute, we have a noun phrase, we have a verb phrase, and an adjective phrase. So complements can use adjective phrases, but they can also use another noun phrase. Take this example, and now we're going to say um,
And in these sentences, strong, what does it mean? Is an a complement or is an adverbial or is part for the complements?
strong is an adjective phrase.
So it's part for the complements.
Yes, it is.
Complement. Okay.
It's a complement that uses adjective phrase. Yes. But complements, they can also use a noun phrase.
Okay.
So we're going to see an example. A teacher. He is a teacher. A teacher is not an adjective. A teacher is a person. It's a man or a woman or a child. So here we have a noun phrase. So here you can see, Ralph, that complements, they can be noun
Uh,
phrase or adjective phrase. They can have an adjective or they can have a noun.
okay. I got it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. In these sentences, I got it.
Okay. So all of these are easy. The subject is a noun phrase that cannot change. The verb cannot change. It has to be a verb phrase. The object is always a noun phrase. The complement can change. The complement can be two things, right? It can be a noun phrase or an adjective phrase. And now we reach the adverbial. The adverbial can be two things as well. The adverbial can be an adverb phrase or prepositional phrase. So let's try one. Um, he is at. Okay, so now let's look at this example. It says his student, this is a noun phrase, it's the subject, is, it's the verb, at his house. At his house is giving information about his location. So, this is going to be a prepositional phrase. This is not a noun phrase. This is a prepositional phrase. And it is an
Adverbial.
adverbial.
Okay.
And this is purple. Oh no, you like the other purple.
The soft purple.
The purple for girls.
Mm,
This looks like a Power Ranger purple. No, Power Ranger was pastel.
which was pink.
Oh yeah, of course. Pink. Questions.
Okay. Um. Questions. Yeah. These sentences can be switched, right? Maybe the adverbial is in the beginner and the subject are in the end, but always have to be always have to all the sentences has to be a subject and a verb, right?
Yes, they all need a subject and a verb. The
Doesn't
adverbial,
matter. Doesn't matter um, the where is the word? Uh, um, the order. It doesn't matter in the order, right?
the order of what?
For example, I don't know. Maybe the subject is in the end and the verb is in the beginner, and maybe we have an object in the beginner.
Um, okay, so let's go step by step. Two things. the subject and the verb do matter, and the adverbial can sometimes the adverbial can be anywhere in the beginning, in the middle, at the end. So let's do some examples, and then you can do some by yourself. Um, his student is at his house. So Ralph, if we change the order, if we put the verb first, we create the question.
Okay.
So the order is actually very important in English. The only one that can move around very free is the adverbial. So let's do another sentence with the adverbial. For example, we can say, at his house, at his house, his student was studying when the police came. And now you can see that the adverbial is in the beginning. Um, Here we haven't talked about this one, but we're going to talk about it soon. This one is going to be the connector, and this one, well, actually this one's a little bit different because this one has two verbs and two subjects.
Um, Question: isn't a rule at the comma after the adverbial, or isn't a good practice?
Yes, if the adverbial is not important or is not part of the sentence, we add a comma. But sometimes it is important, so we don't add a comma. That is the rule. If you cannot understand this without the adverbial, then we don't use a comma. But if this is kind of extra information, then we use a comma.
Okay.
So, here we have an example. At his house is an adverbial. His student is the subject. Was studying is a verb. When is a connector. And then we have another subject, the police, and another verb came. This one has two verbs and two subjects. So this one it's kind of two clauses. It's a combination of two sentences. That's why we have two subjects and two verbs. Okay?
Okay.
So, you see the yeah, you see it spying
Yeah.
on me, Ralph. Um, okay, so Ralph, uh, let's try to together practice. Okay, we're gonna practice coloring like in kindergarten. So
Okay.
look at this. I'm gonna do the first part. It says, in the United Mexican States, comma. This is what? What do you think this is?
I think for the comma is an adverbial.
It's an adverbial. Also, it's important we have a preposition. So we have an adverbial. Now we have all individuals shall be entitled. All individuals is what?
Subject.
Yeah, subject. Now this one should be easy because we can see here a verb phrase. This verb phrase has three verbs, Ralph. It has a modal verb, shall.
Is
Then we
that
have
possible? Three
be
verbs.
entitled. This is in the past, ed. So this is the verb phrase. To the human rights granted by this Constitution and the international treaties signed by the Mexican state. To the human rights granted. This is what?
That is an object.
Mm,
because all the action is impact in these sentences. For example, all the human rights granted um, impact all individuals.
Okay, this is what I want you to focus on and practice, okay? There is a preposition. Do you see this preposition? This is a preposition too. If it
Okay.
begins with the preposition, it is an adverb phrase. An ad it's a prepositional phrase. Like this one, see? At the house begins with the preposition. In the Mexican United States, in begins with the preposition.
Can you write
To
the rule? Sorry. Can you
to
write the
is a
rule?
preposition. Take it easy, Ralph. Okay. So this is a prepositional phrase. Okay, so for homework, I want you to finish coloring this. Of course, mistakes are allowed. Also, I'm going to add maybe some things in classroom. Did you accept the invitation to the class?
Sorry again.
Did you accept the invitation to the class?
Yeah, I said
Okay, so I'm going to give you a little bit of homework. Just a little bit because I know you're busy.
okay. Send me your
Okay,
homework.
this is a prepositional phrase, and in the sentence element, it is an adverbial. In the phrase, it's a prepositional phrase. We have, Ralph, a preposition, and then we have a noun phrase. So the prepositional phrase has two parts. You see, in is the preposition, and then the United Mexican States is a noun phrase, right? At is a preposition, his house is a noun phrase. So the prepositional phrase begins with the preposition,
Yeah.
okay?
Uh-huh.
Questions before we go?
Um, so when it start with a preposition, is a preposition phrase, and that means it's an adverbial, right?
Exactly. The
Okay.
next the next
Got it.
noun after the preposition is part of the prepositional phrase. But if we have another noun here, then maybe this noun is a subject, for example. But this one is part of the prepositional phrase. And all of the prepositional phrases are adverbials.
Adverbials. Okay. I got it.
If you are doing your homework or you have any questions or you're reading, you're doing your work, whatever, any questions you have, you can always write them down here, or maybe it's easier in the classroom app. I don't know. We're going to find out, but write down all your questions and then in class we can discuss them.
Okay.
Questions before we go?
No question. Maybe just one. No, maybe two.
Go ahead.
Are you gonna send me the invitation again for the next class this Tuesday?
It should be in the calendar. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, and that's the question.
You see all of these? Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Well, if you can't have class, just come in here and reject it or whatever, or
Okay.
say I'm gonna be busy that day, teacher, and then
Yeah, that's the other question. It's better for you these days.
no.
Why not?
um, Ralph, you know me. I'm always making. Okay, I'm always working. So these days, um, I'm going to do some work. So I want to start at 6, but this class is 6:30. So I lose. It's like overlapping 30 minutes of problems. And on Monday, I do a different kind of work, and I can. There's no problem to go to 6:30 or 6:40 or 6:45.
So
I
do you prefer Monday and Wednesday, or Monday and Tuesday, or which day? I need you need me now because I need to take another courses, and it's gonna be complete my schedule, and I can change later. So you are the first one that I accept. So tell me, you have the advantages, you have the handicap.
No, let's leave it like this because I'm already gonna change my class. I mean, I already maybe I'm gonna change some things. So
So is so we are okay, or do you
yeah,
wanna change?
no, we're okay.
Sure.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. Okay. I have the Google Classroom. You are gonna send me homework.
Of course. Um, I would like to send you a lot of homework, but mm, maybe just a little bit. You know.
Okay.
Also, I'm not
Or
sure
maybe
if.
okay. Or maybe we can do that. If you want, send me a lot homework. Maybe you send me the Thursday because I have the weekend to do that.
Right. Here, if you want, send me a picture and I can change this so it looks nice and pretty with the
Yeah.
Tigres losing to
Yeah.
Monterrey or something.
It's that never happened. But
Tuca Ferretti right here screaming like a crazy man. I don't know.
like my teacher.
What?
I'm gonna send you a picture from my crush.
What?
It's
What?
gonna be an amazing part in this headliner.
Ralph, listen, these videos are going to YouTube, okay? To my channel. So if you put your
Sorry,
crush,
you,
everybody's
you,
gonna
you,
know.
you need to record that. You need to cut that. Okay,
Maybe I'm gonna
okay,
I'm gonna do some tests, but maybe I would like to upload them so you can become
okay.
famous as
Okay.
the student that is always taking classes.
I told you about my friends, and you reject my friends. So,
they
how you want to take more famous, more classes, and get more money is you rejecting my friends.
Ralph, your friends want class Saturday at 7 p.m. after they work. That is the time that they are the most tired.
That's the reason. That's the reason you need to um, dialogate with that person and maybe get another time. Maybe change the schedule.
Yeah,
Maybe
but look, I lost my number. That's why I can't answer because I don't have them registered.
okay. I will share you the number for these girls, and
No,
maybe
no, no.
you can send a message and say I am open to teach again.
No,
Rafael recommend you, and maybe he gonna pay you for you.
Is one of them your crush now or something?
No, and that's not business. It's not your business.
Maybe you can
Remind this is recording. You shut up.
send them my new number and tell them that I lost my old one. Sorry about that. Tell them like that.
Mm. You always lost. By the way, if you have another cell phone, empty cell phone, I need one. If you can sell me.
My price is too expensive. I have an iPhone 11.
I don't want a 11. I want the 8. Or maybe you can another Android because I want to give to my father.
I
And
don't.
he's not he's not had a good knowledge from technology. So maybe I need another phone. But maybe you're not my guy for this. But if you have an iPhone, an empty iPhone, I will open to hear your proposal and discuss it.
Okay.
All right. Okay. I have to go because I still have work here. Thank you for this class. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
See you Thursday.
See you Thursday.
Ugh.